Now, 47 years ago, I got married to his father's sister, his aunt. We divorced 43 years ago. And when I said to Honorable Steenhuisen in 2022, when he asked whether I knew him, I said I did not know him because I had never encountered him, I had never seen him, and that was gospel true. Now, later in 2023, as I was walking in the street in my neighborhood, I walked past a house, as Mr. Magwenya said. I'm now promoting him to a minister. As Mr. Magwenya said yesterday, I was walking in a street where I usually walk, and even this morning, coming here, my convoy drives past that house. There are 2 entrances to where I live, or 3, and it is the thoroughfare, the way where we drive and where I also walk. So in 2023, I was walking, as Mr. Magwenya said, with one of my colleagues who was my then advisor, was now a deputy minister, taking a walk in the morning. And I often say, when people say, we want to meet you, Mr. President, I said, no, come at 6 o'clock, come and walk with me. And then you will have me for an hour and a half as we do our 10-kilometer walk or so. So I was walking with Mr. Sibia, and as we were walking past a house which I saw in construction for quite a while, and I kept asking, whose house is this? It is a massive house. And I wanted to know whose house it is, and I never got the information. So walking there, a car comes past, and I always mispronounce this person's name, Thibaut Touch or something like that. He gets out of the car with another gentleman. He wants to talk to me, to photograph, and all that. So we stop. And now we are against the wall of this massive house. And that's where the photograph happens and the video. So then the allegation is the person who was in the photograph is Maumela. It was not Maumela. It was Mr. Thibaut Touch and Mr. Jones from the United States, I later learned. So there was this brouhaha that, yes, I visit his home on a regular basis and so forth. I can say I walk past that house when I go on my walks. Now, in 2024, so it should be known, because Mr. Magwenya only focused on this photograph. In 2024, I am walking on that same street, and a person comes out of this house and he greets me. And as I often meet people, I ask them, who are you? He says, I am Hangwani Maumela. And that's how he introduces himself to me. And I say, so you are the Maumela who is putting my name into disrepute. And he smiles away. And now I've encountered this person, and I walk away, and I walk to my home. And then in 2024, on the 26th of December, I am walking with my daughter, who loves walking too, on the same street. And there this young man comes out and he says, hello, Ramaphosa. My mother is here. Can you say hello to her? And I say, who is she? He says, it's Mboneni Maumela. Now, when I was at school in Papuri High School with my then wife, Hope Mudau, her brother was also there. And later I got to know that this Mboneni and this, my wife's brother, my former wife's brother, they hooked up. And as they hooked up, they had a child. And this is now Hangwani Maumela, whom I did not know. But I know his mother because we were at school together. So, so he says, my mother is here. Can you say hello to her? And she is coming out of the yard towards the main gate. And then she's wearing a gown, a morning gown. And I immediately say, I can't allow her to come into the street with a morning gown. And I go towards the gate and I greet her and I say, how are you? How have you been? That's the sum total of it all. And I walk away. Now, when I walk around, I'm often greeted by people. One time I was walking in the street in Parkhurst. And as I was walking, here comes a man with his two children. And he says, Mr. President, can we take a photograph with you? And I said, no, that's fine. I pose, they take a picture. Little did I know that he is going to send a message on the street WhatsApp group, which said, the president is walking in our street. So I continue walking. I see people coming out and greeting. But then the reason I mention this is that there is a woman who opens the gate, closed gate of her yard. She's got two children. She says, Mr. President, can I take a picture of you and my children? But she's wearing a morning gown. I don't want her to come into the street. So I move towards the gate, slightly inside the gate, so that she can take a picture. So this is what often happens to me. I'm going to write a book about my morning encounters with South Africans, because some of them are quite interesting and exciting. So this is how this Maumela fellow then gets into this whole drama, because his aunt, who is my former wife of 47 years ago, is his aunt. And he is really not my relative as such. So I have encountered him, and you can make what you like of it. Do I deal with him? No. Do I meet him and sit down with him? No. Do I visit him at his house? No. Am I appalled at the allegations that are being made against him? Yes, I am appalled. And as I walk past that house, I know that that house was built with the money, as it is alleged, that was not properly acquired. And it is money that should have been spent on the health of our people. So the SIU has taken action, and I applaud that. And that is why I say we are making progress. The Special Investigating Unit is reclaiming stolen money, and we must support them and applaud them for the work that they are doing. Thank you.